Okay, so once again, hello class. Today, we're going to react about where did the first sight of the mast happened. For today, we're going to focus on one of the most debated topics in readings in Philippine history, which is about the site of the first Catholic Mass. Was it Limasawa or Masao? Okay, so today, again, we are going to talk about the different strong points of each claim between Limasawa and Masao of Butuan. Again, we're going to talk about the different strong points that will support the claim of Limasawa and Masao ng Butuan as the site of the first mast. But before we are going to talk about the site of the first mast, let us first discuss what happened during the first mast. So it was said that the first mast happened on March 31, 1521. This is for the celebration of Easter Sunday. And the presiding priest or the celebrant was Father Pedro de Valderrama. With them are, of course, the locals and the natives of the Philippines, headed by Raha Shagu and Raha Kulambo. They were brothers. They were both Datu, and at the same time, they are brothers. They were invited by Ferdinand Magellan to attend the Mass. And it was also stated that the first Mass happened in the seashore. Okay, sa Dalampasigan, and this was also the start of the introduction of Catholicism in the Philippines. Now, Raha Shagu and Raha Kulambu also accepted Magellan through a blood compact. This is to strengthen their friendship and allies to the Spaniards. And of course, at the same time, to give honor and respect to the mass that happened. What Magellan did is that inutusan niya ang kanyang mga tauhan na gumawa ng isang malaking cross, a big cross, which is made of wood, and placed it at the top of the mountain, na kung saan ay nakatanaw ito sa karagatan. Okay, now, that is where they prayed to give honor to the cross. Now, together with them are locals. And at the same time, as stated in the research of history, Raha Kulambo accompanied Magellan and the group going to Cebu. And that is where they meet Raha Humabon. Now, when we talk about the site of the first Mass in the Philippines, there will always be two places. Dalawang lugar kung saan nangyari ang unang misa na naganap dito sa Pilipinas. The Limasawa claim and the Masao claim, which is located in Butuan. Let's start with the first claim, which was the Limasawa claim. So the source and the main evidence of this claim was one of the most trusted, and at the same time the basis of the primary source of the first voyage around the world by Ferdinand Magellan, and was written by Antonio Pigafetta. For sure, as of the moment, you already know who is Antonio Pigafetta. Now, he is one of the survivors and was able to write and publish what happened during the first voyage around the world by Ferdinand Magellan. Now, according to Antonio Pigafetta, he mentioned on his account that they sailed southbound going to or passing through the Leyte coast and reached Limasawa on March 28, 1521. And with that, Limasawa was 25 leagues or 38.9 kilometers away from Humonhon Island, where they came from. Then, according to the experts, according to the researchers, the distance that was mentioned by Antonio Pigafetta on his accounts fits perfectly with the distance from Humonhon. And another claim is that in the account of Antonio Pigafetta, they stayed in Limasawa until April 4 of 1521, and they went to Cebu. And also, another thing that was mentioned was the accounts of Francisco Albo. So Francisco Albo was one of Magellan's crew, and at the same time, he is one of the collaborators together with Antonio Pigafetta, who come up with this first voyage around the world. And he said that it is indicated as well that they planted a cross at the top of the mountain, where you can see from there 3 islands from west and the southwest. Now, it means that according to the expert, it fits nicely to the description of Limasawa, where they put the marker at the top of the mountain, where you can see 3 islands. Now, upon looking at the direction where the markers was placed, you can see from there 3 islands, and that supports the statement of Francisco Albo. Okay, now with that, those are the different strong points of the Limasawa claim when we talk about the location of where did the first Catholic Mass in the Philippines happen. Let's proceed now to the next claim, which was the Masao or the Butuan claim. Long time ago, there is this belief or a popular belief of the site of the first Mass, which was in Butuan. It was written in the traditions of the Catholic Church, where it happened in Masao Island, and the exact location was Butuan, Agusan del Norte. So that was the information known by the priests o yung mga praileng Espanyol na yung unang misa ay naganap sa Masao in Butuan Island. Now, aside from that belief, they have also a map that was found on 1734, the Murillo Velarde map. It was stated that Magellan's crew went to Butuan before going back to Limasawa and go to Cebu. And on 1872, since the belief was Butuan was the first site of the first Catholic Mass, believers put a cross or a marker to which they believe the location of the first Mass. Its present location was in Magallanes Town. This is near Butuan City. This was one of the strongest claim of Masao as the location of the first Mass that happened in the Philippines. Now, aside from this claim, they also found, mayroong silang nahukay na mga malalaking balangay o malalaking bangka, which they believe that it was used as mode of transportation or means of transportation of locals for worshiping services. So with that, they really believe that the first Mass was held in Masao or in Butuan because of sa mga nahukay nilang mga balangay boats on 1976. Given this very strong point from both claims, the Limasawa claims and the Masao claims, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines decided and validated. They talked among themselves of where did the first Catholic Mass happened in the Philippines. And during the quincentennial or the 500 years of celebration of Catholicism in the country, they decided and they declared on 2021 that it was Limasawa. It was Limasawa as the site of the first Mass in the Philippines. They decided, or they sided with the historians who says that it was really Limasawa because of the evidences that they gathered. And at the same time, one of the strongest points of Limasawa was it agrees on the modern navigational instrument where they use to interpret the writings and at the same time the accounts of Antonio Pigafetta and Francisco Albo. With this, they dismiss the Butuan claim and they give the finality. They made a final announcement as Limasawa was the first site of the Mass that happened here in the Philippines. But up until now, hindi pa rin talaga pumapayag ang mga taga-Butuan, much more sa mga historians from Butuan, the church from there, they still believe that it happened in Butuan. It is still a long process of claims at ayaw pa rin talaga nilang mag-let go, and they wanted to claim that it was really Masao as the location of the first Mass in the Philippines. Okay, now with that, if we look at the history, it is still a continuous process of research for new evidences. And at the same time, that would help us discover what really happened in the past. There are modern instruments and science and research discoveries that is very helpful when we talk about the justification. Where did the site of the first Mass happen? Now, before I end, let me give you this question. So, something that would tickle your mind. So, our basis of the first Mass was Easter Sunday. So, the date of the first Mass happened on an Easter Sunday. So, imagine, class, it happened on a Holy Week. Okay, it happened on a Holy Week. Maybe, hindi ko rin alam, maybe there is a possibility, di ba, if it is Holy Week, maraming misa ang pwedeng mangyari. Maybe there is a possibility that a Mass happened prior to Easter Sunday. Maybe may nangyaring misa during the Holy Thursday, or Good Friday, or even Black Saturday. We do not know. That is why there is a possibility that it could happen. And the claims of the first Mass can also be changed due to continuous process of a research. Now, you have to put in mind that history is still a continuous study. That is why you are studying history, because you wanted to learn more. You wanted to investigate what really happened at the past. We can say that history is with the time and effort that you put in it, you can able to discover everything from the past, especially with Philippine history, because it is really rich when we are talking about the things that happened from our past. So with that, I am Mr. Steve Michael Tagat saying that I hope everybody have learned something today. Thank you and God bless.